first of all, I do think it's a big moment for the United States of America, thanks, of course, to the president's leadership and the hard work of the entire team. Three things that I think are important for the American people just to appreciate about what this deal does for all of us as Americans. Number one, this is the immediate opening of the Straits of Hormuz and, of course, the lifting of the naval blockade that we've had on Iran along with it. The number two thing that it means is that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, and not just pursue a nuclear weapon, but procure or try to buy a nuclear weapon as well. That's built into this agreement. And then the third thing is, and this only happens, to be clear, if Iran delivers on their promise. And so there's an approach here where we verify and where there are real benefits so long as Iran meets their end of the obligation. But if the Iranians comply with this deal, it is going to fundamentally transform the Middle East for the next 50 years. It's going to end the war. It's going to make the Middle East more investable. It's going to mean a lot of prospects.
Welcome to the channel, guys. So we got good news. We've got a peace deal, a formal peace deal with Iran. I'm going to get into all of it. I'd appreciate if you like, share, and subscribe. It's a tremendous boost to the channel, and that's greatly appreciated. All right, there's a bunch of different points here. Let me kind of go through it. The peace agreement, officially structured as a MOU, or a Memorandum of Understanding, sets a framework to end the 4-month war. Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif, and U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed the deal is finalized. The arrangement initiates a 60-day implementation and negotiation window to iron out conflicting technical details. The specific known terms of the deal are divided into immediate actions and areas requiring ongoing negotiation. Let's go down. So termination of hostilities happens immediately. All direct military operations between the U.S. and Iran cease immediately. The deal dictates a cessation of hostilities on all fronts, explicitly including the Israel-Hezbollah conflict in Lebanon. It lifts the naval blockade, and President Trump fully authorized the immediate removal of the naval blockade on Iranian ports, which has been enforced since April 13th. So while the strait is open, Iran and Oman are reportedly designing a new joint mechanism to govern the waterway. Iran is pushing for a framework that allows them to collect service fees from transiting ships, a point the U.S. has historically said no way. We're demanding that they stop funding proxy groups. The U.S. framework demands that Iran permanently cease funding regional military proxy groups. So Iran has historically resisted negotiating its proxy networks. Sanctions relief and frozen assets. Iran expects the phased lifting of U.S. oil and petrochemical sanctions alongside the release of billions in frozen assets. Iran is saying that's up to about 24 billion. White House officials stated that the actual asset release is strictly contingent upon Iran meeting verified performance benchmarks. Because the initial text functions as a 2-page framework agreement, several core disputes have been pushed to a second phase over the next 60 days. The nuclear program. U.S. maintains that the final accord requires Iran to fully dismantle its nuclear program and destroy its highly enriched uranium stockpile. Conversely, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi stated that the nuclear terms are postponed to the next phase, with Tehran pushing to downblend or dilute the uranium rather than destroy it. Long-term compliance processes a 15 to 20-year ban on uranium enrichment backed by strict and regular inspections. Strait is reopened. The critical shipping corridor is toll-free. That's what we're asking for. And international maritime transit. Traffic is expected to return to pre-war levels within 30 days. Signing ceremony, a formal physical signing ceremony, is scheduled for Friday, June 19th, 2026 in Switzerland. President Trump noted that he or Vice President Vance may also sign electronically. Okay. Let me tell you what I really think of this. I think this is a way to formally stop the shooting on both sides and to try to hold Iran's feet to the fire and get them to actually make a deal that they'll live by and that they'll uphold. And that remains to be seen because, as we know, Iran always uses negotiations as a stalling tactic to advance whatever program, be it nuclear or their proxies, whatever they want to do, they use negotiations in this way. Now, it's worth a try, okay? Because in the end, if it doesn't work, we can always just go back to bombing them if that's the only, outcome, because they're cheating. But it looks like there's the will to actually make a deal here. And I'm an optimist, not a pessimist. So I hope that Iran will live by the terms that they made. And the one big one is the uranium. They cannot be allowed to have 60 to 80%, 1,000 pounds of it. That's at 10 weapons. They can't be allowed to possess that. So they're going to have to bend in that area, and we shall see. But this is big news, and it looks like we're moving in the right direction. So I wanted to bring you guys this story. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Good night.